Please do yourself, and really by extension, the entire world, a favor and resist the incessant urge to become a part of the cult of personality. And it is an urge. You have to be honest with yourself. We're all human beings, and we want somebody to trust in, to be loyal to us, especially, people that we think we know online. You don't know them. You don't know me. You don't know Candace Owens. You don't know Charlie Kirk. You don't know the President of the United States. And that's the psychological operation of politics and political pundits. They want you to think that you know them. And if you think you know them, then you will put your trust in them and you'll basically shelf your critical thinking. The last thing you need, the last thing your family needs, the last thing the world needs is another lemming who has placed in suspended animation their critical thinking. Let me tell you what I'm talking about here. And I really don't want to be the one to say this, but Candace Owens says, and we're about to watch this clip in a second, but she says, quote, "Everything Turning Point is doing is wrong." And you know what? She's right. She says, "I want to war with all of you." We're going to hear her say it in just a second. It's going to come right out of her mouth. But here's the problem. Everything TPUSA has been doing since their inception is wrong. And that includes when Charlie Kirk was alive and while Candace Owens herself was a part of the organization. Let me just tell you the long and the short of TPUSA, according to just a real quick cursory bit of research done online. Turning Point USA is an American nonprofit organization. By the way, it rakes in $100 to $140 million every single year. This is a political parasitic juggernaut, and it's pushing the left versus right paradigm lie, the very thing that America doesn't need right now. So it's this nonprofit organization founded in 2012 by Charlie Kirk and Bill Montgomery. It advocates for conservative politics in high school and college campuses, operating chapters nationwide to mobilize young activists through events, voter registration, media production, and educational programs. And this is the really important part because it sounds so noble. It sounds so just. It sounds so right. It sounds like if we plug into this organization, we can truly make America great again. But its mission, as stated on its website, is to, quote, "identify, educate, train, and organize students to promote the principles of fiscal responsibility, free markets, and limited government while, quote, building the most organized, active, and powerful conservative grassroots activist network on campuses across the country." Now, I could see people rightly questioning me on that. Brian, what's wrong with that? That sounds so wholesome. It sounds so just. It sounds noble. It sounds like they want to get into the minds of the youth so that they can be thinking about fiscal responsibility and free markets. What's wrong with that? Let's wipe away all the euphemistic language and terminology because this is no different than the RNC corporate structure, the DNC corporate structure, and TPUSA. What they're saying and doing is what they're all saying and doing. I want to force my fear-based beliefs onto others through state violence and coercion. Now, TPUSA wants rightist coercion, the Brian Tyler Cohen's Midas touches, and the MSLSDs and MSDNCs of the world want to do it with leftist violence and coercion, but it's violence and coercion nonetheless. And one of the major drivers in people calling for this force and coercion and violence is the participation in the cult of personality. So when a Candace Owens comes along and says everything Turning Point USA is doing is wrong and I want a war with all of you, she's not speaking with the same language and understanding and defining of terms that we speak in. She promoted rightist statism. So did Charlie Kirk. They promoted the Donald Trump administration, who is now actively involved. Think about this. Actively involved in covering up one of the biggest blackmail pedo crime rings in American history. The same administration that's actively involved in wanting to go to war with Venezuela, who bows down and licks and kisses the boots and the arseholes of Israel. who touches the Wailing Wall and wears the little white cap. The administration that is currently actively involved in stomping out free speech in America as it gives way to the tech bros like Peter Thiel, Larry Ellison, and others in the PayPal mafia so they can build their AI data centers, suck away all of our electricity and water, and make the tax cattle subsidize it. The same administration that's given away $3.8 billion a year to Israel and then some. The same administration, just like the Biden and Obama administrations, that are trashing the value of the dollar, increasing the national debt, and remain dangling from the leash of the Zio international banking cartel known as the Federal Reserve. That's what Candace promoted. That's what Charlie Kirk promoted. You gonna tell me Charlie Kirk is a hero? Yeah, we need to find out who killed this guy, and we need to find out the ramifications of why they killed him. That's just justice. But part of this psychological operation, and guys, I do not know on what level Candace is actively currently involved in this psychological operation, and I don't even know if she's a willing participant. I understand there's some major riches. Her husband supposedly is worth $200 million or something like that. That spells to me that they're in the big club that you and I aren't in. But she is asking questions that I really think we all should be asking. And hey, if I ever die under mysterious circumstances, don't call the local sheriff's department, don't call the FBI, call Candace Owens, because she's more than likely to get to the bottom of it. Does that mean I'm in Candace's corner? I need a lot of convincing to show me that she's actually on our side. It's interesting to me that when you say something positive about something who's actually just saying the right thing, they automatically group you in with people that they believe are on the take or are in the big club or are subservient to the Israeli masters. Think whatever you want to. I just think we all need to think outside of the box. Never place yourself in the corporate media box for sure. And don't ever embroil yourself in the cult of personality. Just to lay down a little bit of context here, Candace is talking about the guy who took the SD card out of the camera that was stationed behind Charlie Kirk's head in the tent. This guy, after the shots, leaves that tent area, immediately goes up on this little embankment and starts doing this little FaceTime thing. And this is Candace asking that guy, what's up with Mikey McCoy? Who is he on the phone with?
I also asked him who he was on the phone with after Charlie got shot. And he told me, and I kid you not, he was on the phone with the ops that were back in Arizona watching. And I said, what ops? We don't have people back in Arizona watching when we do college campus events. Is that something new? He said, yes, it is new. In fact, this was the first time we were doing it. He said there were two ops that were watching it back in Arizona. And he told me that the reason that they were doing it was because, Candace, he said, Charlie, he was so ambitious and it wasn't fast enough that it was all being live streamed. He wanted people to live cut the clips so that they could be the first people to get it on the internet. He didn't want to, he's like, not even a second to be wasted. So live streaming so everybody can watch, but they were racing some people to get the clips out faster than anybody else because Charlie's ambitious. Now, I got a little suspicious and he could sense that I was now growing increasingly suspicious with every random thing that he was saying. He sent me a video that I didn't ask for.
By the way, before we get to this video that Candace didn't ask for, I find this a little suspicious because basically Mikey McCoy, if what this guy who took the SD card out of the camera behind Charlie Kirk said was right, if it's true that Mikey McCoy was live streaming, you can't live stream and talk on the phone at the same time. Usually videographers have two phones or a camera and a phone. The phone is dedicated to making calls and the camera is dedicated to recording so that you don't have any kind of interruption while you are recording, because this is very important information that TPUSA wants uploaded real quick. So you can't be stopping the recording, making a call, starting the recording again, making another call. So you have two separate dedicated cameras. Or are we to assume that Mikey McCoy was tapped into the other cameras somehow remotely on the same phone that he was also making the call with, and walked away seemingly continuing with that call. None of that makes any sense. According to looks to me like the video evidence is completely different from the testimonies that we're getting now third hand, maybe even fourth hand through Candace Owens, which it kind of is changing several hands, because you got the guy who took the SD card out of the camera relating to Candace Owens, what Mikey McCoy said and was doing.
To see the footage, he then sends me a video. And I guess this was supposed to work as some sort of an alibi. I don't know if he thought that I thought that he shot Charlie. I certainly did not think that he was involved in pulling a trigger and killing Charlie Kirk. I actually don't know why this video, I don't know what this video could have done that he sent me, other than to make me feel even more uncomfortable. Because the video he sent me is quite shocking. It's also the reason that I knew that Tyler Boyer was lying when he tweeted that this guy was commanded by the police to take down the cameras. He's lying because I have every minute of what this guy was doing, thanks to him having sent it to me, okay? Every minute of what he was doing before he took those cameras down. And there are only 4 minutes, by the way, before he takes those cameras down. So he's next to, and he is in front of Mikey McCoy when Charlie gets shot. Now, to his credit, he actually did see Charlie get shot. He saw in like a split second, sees Charlie bleeding and runs, and doesn't run very far. He just runs a couple of yards away. Now, I should mention that the camera guy, he too was also brought into the company by Tyler Boyer, okay? And if you have worked with Charlie for this long, over a decade, and you watch Charlie Kirk get shot, what do you do? What would you do? I'm asking you this question at home. What would you do? I say two things that are pretty commonplace, right? You choose between fight or flight. You run towards him or you run away, and you run away far because you don't know what's happening. Is it one shot? Are there multiple people? Are you being pursued? There's no way to process that. If you are going to be in flight, you should be sprinting and maybe calling 911.
Now, I'm the kind of guy that hates false dichotomies. Hey, we got two choices, fight or flight. There's nothing in between. So is there something in between that I'm not thinking of? Because this seems reasonable to me. Even if somebody got shot in front of you that you didn't know, you would think that your gut reaction would be, what the, I mean, this is happening in a split second. What the hell is going on? I think I heard shots. I better hit the deck so that I don't get shot myself. Or if it's your friend, you're like, man, I love this guy. I love this girl. I don't want them to get harmed further. And then you just, without thinking, because greater love has no man than this, than to lay down his life for his friend, you become a body shield for that person. So that if there's any more incoming, you're going to be absorbing it. So fight or flight seems reasonable to me. What Mikey McCoy did seems unreasonable and way out of the norm, to the point where before Charlie's body hit the ground, he was already on his phone and slowly walking away while everybody else was running and ducking for cover. That's weird. And then the cameraman leaves the tent and goes to that top embankment where he's actually doing a selfie video. The reactions of these people, I mean, are these psychopaths that are in TPUSA? What's going on here? Because one person in TPUSA acting like a totally abnormal psychopath, to where he has no empathy, has no care, no concern, gets on the phone and is just walking away as though he doesn't expect to get hit. He doesn't look like he's expecting any rounds to hit him. There's no concern, almost like he's got insider information. I'm not saying that he does. It just seems like that to me. But to have two TPUSAs, people acting completely outside of anything that we would consider normal?
That's what I would have done if I wanted to run away and not towards Charlie to make sure he's okay. But this second close friend of Charlie chose to run just a few yards away up to a grassy knoll to take out his phone. A couple of seconds later, he takes out his phone and he begins recording himself. It's a selfie video. Takes a video of himself. So let's watch that video.
They just shot Charlie. They just shot Charlie. They just shot Charlie. They just shot Charlie. He's dead. God help him.
They just shot Charlie, not Charlie was just shot. Oh my God. Even the reaction on this guy's face doesn't seem to fit with what's actually going on in real time. They just shot Charlie. Oh my God, he's dead. Well, how do you know? Did you actually, I mean, if you saw that shot and you saw the blood coming out, you would automatically assume there ain't no way. There's no way. Even if there were medics on the scene right here, the best surgeons in the world, the best team, the best triage team could never save his life. It's just too much loss of blood, too much damage, not going to happen. So I can understand that part, but they just shot Charlie with a face that doesn't look like it fits with the surrounding events, the tragic event that just happened to one of his good friends.
That's the first time it was announced, actually, that Charlie Kirk was dead. It's kind of weird. Go ahead, catch your breath, hit rewind, watch it again, watch it over and over again like I did, because you're probably thinking out loud, what the F did I just watch? What's going on?
That's actually exactly what I thought in my mind when I saw it.
What were Charlie's closest friends and allies and the people that were going to carry on the torch doing? Picking up phone calls that they were already on and filming themselves and prematurely announcing when not a single person could have known that Charlie Kirk is dead. Less than a minute. Declared dead. No instinct to run towards him. No instinct to run further away, maybe because you got to backtrack and go get the cameras a minute after this ends is when he goes and gets the cameras, okay? Rather, let me record me and my reaction, which doesn't actually feel to me to be too distraught, okay? In fact, if
I agree with that. It, like I said, his facial expressions, his reaction to a horrifying, tragic, surreal situation that just happened. Yeah, I get it. People process tragedy in different ways, but that way, I don't think so. I'm not a buyer.
This is one of those videos that made me so upset that I was like mad at other people, you know? Like I was like mad at Savannah. I saw Mikey McCoy's reaction. Now I'm looking at this guy's reaction. I'm like, Savannah, like one of the homies. I get assassinated. You film yourself. I get assassinated. You're talking about my succession plan. A couple of days later, I get assassinated. You're lying about little things about me. Everything Turning Point is doing is wrong. And
promoting the official story. That's a big one.
You know it's wrong. You know it's wrong deep down. And I want to is wrong. Little things about me. Everything Turning Point is doing is wrong. And you know it's wrong. You know it's wrong deep down. And I want to say this because there has been a lot of reading in between the lines. It's strange to me. I think I'm a very direct person and I say what I mean. And I do not want people to mistake what's happening right now or to wrongly assume my intentions here. So allow me to be very explicit, okay? I want war with all of you, okay? All of you. And there's a reason. I'm going to get to that reason in a little bit, but I want war with all of you. So write your articles, issue your statements, email the White House, reach out for comment, okay? Say whatever it is you want to say about me. I want war with all of you. Because I know this isn't right. And there is no way you are going to convince me and the rest of the world that all of this is normal. We're not just going to keep on going and jump into a succession plan. We're going to figure out what the hell happened on September 10th first. And I'm going to tell you guys, Charlie had a vision. We'll get to that after a few ads.
So now she does this super long ad read, which makes me think I just couldn't put an ad on videos that are supposed to have everything to do with investigating my friend's death. But that's just me. The long and the short of it is, no matter what you think about these people, TPUSA and Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens and the DNC and the RNC have been involved in some very, very deep evil for a very, very long time. And it's been the ruin of this country. Leave your thoughts about this for the World and the Global Thought Police in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this. Do not send me any money. If you want to help this channel grow, just take a second right now to like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon. If you want to grab a shirt or become a channel member, you can. But, you know, I prefer that you just keep your money and just support this channel by sharing this content. My goal here is to uncover the truth. Truth fears no scrutiny. Truth is treason in the empire of lies, and truth is the first casualty in any war. And this is an information war, and we better damn well win it. I'll see you in the next video.